Everyone is doing fine. Uh, Last game, I think it's the same players available. No one new is available for the squad. Yeah.
And let's reflect a bit on the Forest result. Obviously, a tough result for you last weekend, but what do you feel you've learnt about your team from that game?
I think it was a bad performance. Not two ways about it. I think there was a couple of things in it. It seems like we lacked energy to produce again. That was one element. Then I think it was very uh, not a particularly good football game for any of the teams until our mistake. So when you lack energy and you maybe don't play the best game and then unfortunately made a mistake, that happens in football. And then struggled to come back from that in terms of handle that setback, and then you come out second half and do no mistake and back 2-0. So that's also part of the narrative around the game. So the big thing here is always something to learn. You learn more about the players, more about the team, and we need to have that bounce back mentality come flying out tomorrow against Liverpool.
And in terms of your position at the club, are you feeling supported by the board? Have you had conversations this week?
I feel supported. I've done that the whole time. And as I said, also after the game, that hadn't changed my mind. This is not a quick fix. This will take time. That's not the same that we're not going going to do everything we can to beat Liverpool and believe we have a good chance of doing that. But yeah, this is something where we are building, and I said it many times. We of course first and foremost the most critical of myself. So that's one thing. But I think it's fair to say that we are a lot of people in it that need to perform well together. With me in charge, of course, and taking the right decisions.
And finally, from me, you talk about building over the long term. What do you identify as the main missing elements in this team at the moment?
Um, I don't know if there's one main thing, but there's no doubt that we can't run away. That we need to create a bit more, and that's both principles and good training. And it's been nice to have finally to have a good training week where we could actually focus a lot on that. So that definitely helps. But also, um, how can you say? It's said a few times. I think we have a few good players out with a lot of goals and assists in them, and we have a very good talented group of players that haven't produced the same numbers yet. So that's part of it as well.
Thank you, Thomas. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Hi Thomas, you mentioned this rare full week in between games. Has this week really given you a chance to really work on the tactics, get that across to the players? And you mentioned sort of lacking energy in the last game. So have you seen your players recover a little bit more physically this week?
Yeah, definitely a full week. This definitely helps a lot. So be very surprised we don't have the energy. I think it's quite normal. No one wanna speak about it, but when you play in Europe and in the Premier League at the same time, it just massively physical and mental load. No excuses. That's what we want. That's what we want to do. But be able to produce every third game. That's also a development in individual players' mentality and physicality, and there's not many in this. How can you say squad has been used to do it every third day. I know we played Euro last year. I think it's fair to say that to manage both Premier League and Europa League didn't go particularly top. And now we just added that extra layer in terms of Champions League level. So that's part of it, that sometimes you can lack a little bit of energy. And then when you lack that little bit of energy and you maybe make a mistake in a game, then it maybe drops a little bit more, make another mistake, then it's just very difficult to come back. Other times you play an average game and you maybe put it to the top corner, you gain more energy, and then you don't think about you actually were low on energy going into the game. So that's part of it.
Obviously, Archie was in the spotlight after the game against Forest. How has he been this week?
It's been good. Also, when I watched the game back, I think actually he was the one that wanted the ball, instant after the mistake. So I like that mentality. Want to get on the ball. It's part of it. It's everyone played football at this level or any level. Made a mistake or make a mistake in life. You need to go back on it and go again. And the beautiful thing of football, especially at this level and in Tottenham, if you make a mistake, you can be pretty sure there'll be a few questions about it. But you, of course, need to be able to manage it, and he will do that.
In terms of Liverpool tomorrow, they won't have Cody Gakpo, they won't have Joe Gomez. There's a question mark about Dominic Szoboszlai, and of course they won't have Mohamed Salah available. What can you expect from them tomorrow, and what have you made of their up and down season and the way that Arne Slot has really handled this season so far?
I think Liverpool is an excellent team. They are the champions, well-deserved champions last year. They started very well. I think they got fantastic players. I think in Hugo Ekitike, I think he's had what a season he's having. Isaac, we know, is a top striker as well. He will come. Wirtz is fantastic player with a big potential, adapting to the Premier League. I think last year they had one of the best midfield three in the league, maybe most complete in Gravenberg, McAllister and Szoboszlai. And Szoboszlai is a beast, so he will play tomorrow, of course. So it's a very good team that we're facing. But also know we hit a high level. We can compete very well, and I believe we can do something good, and we'll go for the 3 points.
Hi Thomas, how are you?
Yeah, very good. You?
Surviving.
Yeah.
You said that this isn't a quick fix, and your predecessor pretty much said the same thing, and even said winning a trophy wouldn't lead to it being a quick fix. How long is this club going to take to fix? And with managerial reigns not lasting massively long in the Premier League, how confident are you could start and finish this fix?
I'm very comfortable, comfortable and confident that I will. How can you say? Fix it, but just to make it sure, it's not me. When this club is coming out on top, it will be a lot of good people working together, aligned at the same time through years. I just know one thing I'm pretty good at. I'm good at analyzing things, and also good to. I know what good looks like, and I know where we should get. And one thing is 1,000% sure. We haven't seen any club be successful unless they had key people in the right decisions for a long time. And I'll back myself to be one of those key people to be in that position. So for whatever reason that I was not here when you said whatever the number of head coaches was sacked. I don't know the reason why that. I just know that if you want to have success, you need to have the right people aligned. Go forward together, and there will be good times and there will be bad times. That's part of it.
I guess for that you've got to take the fans with you. That's what you did brilliantly at Brentford. You sold the fans a dream, and you took them on that journey. The Spurs fans, some may be questioning you even at an early stage in your reign. What's your message to them?
No, I think there will always be, no matter where you are, I think definitely 10% of the fans always will question the head coach, no matter where they are. And then there will be a big group that are the, how can you say, the what do you say, loyal one, or the one that can see a little bit bigger perspective. But I would say to the Spurs fans, I would say that first and foremost, it's a privilege to be part of this fantastic club. And I think it's a fantastic club with a fantastic potential that we haven't fulfilled yet. So it's a club with a top potential that we need to fulfill. And to fulfill that, there's a lot of stages we need to go through. And one thing for sure, I'm working 24/7. I've never been thinking so much about football in my entire life, and I think a lot about football to make sure we get everything right.
I finally wanted to mention R&R, not rest and recuperation, but reward and risk in terms of goalkeepers playing out from the back, which you and I have spoken about before. In terms of that, how much reward do you really get from goalkeepers playing out from the back? Because we've seen twice now in the last couple of months with Vic Vicario, mistakes he's made leading to goals, playing out from the back?
Yeah, but I think it's two completely different situations. I think one is a missed clearance, so that happens, and the other one is a situation. But I think it's for me that's more on Archie. I spoke to him. He knows next time it's one touch bounce. Then there's no situation there, and it's a situation that we have seen 1,000 times in this league and across Europe, and we see 1,000 times after this game where you play that bounce and you get out. So it's like the same thing. My big, I can say, philosophy is that you can't play long and direct all the time, or can't play short and or play short all the time. You need to find a good balance. So it's all about that. Thank you. Likewise.
Thomas, sorry, just going back to the quick fixes and how long it's going to take. Just think, are the players just underachieving? You know, I know they won the Europa League last year, but it seems that when they lose badly. And just what's your take on the defeats that you have? Because when you're good, but when you're not, you're not.
Yeah. No, I think that's probably a fair comment. And I think the best teams they create a stamina where they are very resilient to setbacks, and that's something we're working very hard on. But it's not a quick fix. That's small good habits in training, in games, and sometimes you see things. You can say some will maybe think it's a crazy example, but the Fulham game was not the best start. Clearly struggled the next 30 minutes, and I think we found a way back in the second half, bit by bit. So there was bits where they stayed in the game, stick to the game plan, stick to the structure, doing the right thing. Okay, we didn't get the fantastic comeback. That'll be fantastic, beautiful, but that was a good step. As an example, but there's no doubt that demands. We're working with the characters, we're working with the leaders, working with the culture, and everyone that have done that before knows that is not that's not a quick process.
So it sounds like there's only so much you can do on the training pitch. It's psychological as well that you're really having to make big progress with the squad.
Yeah, you can say that psychologically, mentality, character-wise, bit by bit.
And just a word on, sorry, your favourite player in press conferences, Dominic Solanke. Any chance he'll be back for Saturday?
I'll probably say the same. That I will. I'm looking forward to name it when he's in the squad, but it's progressing forward. That's what I want to say.
Okay, thank you.
We'll finish with George, please.
Hi, Thomas. Mickey van der Ven did a very revealing interview this week, and lots of eye-catching comments from it, sort of saying he still believes in Angie's system.
That he what? Sorry.
That he still believes in Angie's system. What did you make of it, and have you seen it?
I haven't seen. So, you told me there was an interview, but I haven't seen.
Yeah, I mean, it come across how much he believed in Angie's system, and I'm sort of wondering, has buy-in from the players been difficult because it's such a contrast, Angie's style compared to your own style?
No, I think it's been a good buy-in. I think you can say that from the beginning of the season. I think we started quite well without being sensational. Then I thought we were very good in some games and good in other games. And then, like in every season, every season you have some, how can you say, setbacks and some spells is maybe not going the right way. But I don't see any chance there on that they are not, how can you say, with me, or we are going in the same direction. And I think Mickey, I think it's fair to say, scored more goals than he was scored also on a header. I think he played more consistent minutes, been more fit than he's ever been. So it looks like he's buying into it.
And just with this week, you obviously had a clear week, which has been a real rarity. How much have you spent this week kind of working on what Tottenham can do against Liverpool versus what Liverpool can do to Tottenham?
Sorry, ask the question again. That was complicated.
How much has this week been about what Tottenham can do to hurt Liverpool rather than kind of trying to prepare for what Liverpool will do to Tottenham?
I think it's very important that we do both. Work very hard on what is our strengths and principles. And if you're not respectful for a team that won the Premier League and what kind of threat they pose, then I think you don't do well. As far as I know, the last 4 times we played them, we had a good 1-0 win, and then I know the 3 other scores. You can check them. We conceded a few goals in the 3 of those games, so probably be a good idea also to defend a bit. I think that's fair. But we worked very hard on our breakthrough phase. Worked very hard on our positions there and how we do that this week, and then of course also worked on the defensive side of the game.
Okay, we'll end the broadcast section there. Move on to the embargoed section for 10:30 p.m.